Joined by Kirby Dean, the head men's basketball coach at Eastern Mennonite University. They were picked number 7 in this year's preseason poll. Coach, coming into this season, you have to replace one all-conference performer. What do you see from your squad in early season practice that leads you to believe that you're going to be able to replace his production and continue to thrive in the ODAC?
Well, Andrew Thorne was a great player, and it's going to be really hard to replace him. But I do think we have some pieces to the puzzle in place that there may not be one person that completely replaces him, but collectively I think we can get it done. And I think it starts with our senior, R.J. Sims. He was a part of a really good team 4 years ago that won 20-plus games, so he's been there and done that, and he's matured over the years. So I expect him to step in and be kind of a focal point of our team. We also have several juniors who are, I think, ready to take that next step to go from being good players to being, really good players. James Williams at the point, Ryan Yates on the wing, and David Falk in the post. And then we have 2 transfers, Marcel Crump from Virginia Union and Chris Yoder from Messiah. Chris tore his ACL the first practice last year, and he would have been the best three-point shooter on our team, so he's back and healthy. And then Marcel is a kid that we recruited heavily out of high school, and he went to a Division II, and now as things have come full circle, he's actually with us now. So I think with that group of experienced players, a couple other juniors that are solid players, and then several freshmen who are going to be in our rotation as freshmen, I think if that group comes together, we can hopefully overcome the loss of Andrew.
When you think about the roster that you have on your squad right now, what type of style do you expect to play offensively and defensively this year?
Well, we lost a lot from last year, and we even lost a couple kids that hadn't exhausted their eligibility for things that were beyond our control. So the common knowledge would be slow it down, limit possessions, play a more conservative brand of basketball. But I'm not the smartest guy in the world. We're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to play even faster. We're going to press even more. We're going to try to create even more tempo in our games this year. Last year I heard a coach talking about us on the radio, and he talked about the fact that we gambled a little, and if you just take care of the ball, you can beat us, and it kind of bothered me. So I was kind of pulling the reins back a little bit and trying to slow down at the end of last year, and then I heard Rick Pitino after one of their NCAA tournament games early in the NCAA at halftime when they weren't playing well, and he was so upset because he said, man, we're not gambling, we're not getting out in the passing lanes, we're not making plays. And I thought, well, if that style's good enough for him, there's no reason for me to be inching away from that. So we're going to try to turn the heat up.
When you look at the conference over the past 4 years, twice the league has put 4 teams in the NCAA tournament. You were part of that group several years ago. Over the last 4 years, it's been 12 total bids. Talk about the league and what you see from the conference this season, as if there's another chance for that to happen this year.
Well, I think obviously, Macon and Sydney and Wesleyan and Guilford are maybe a notch above a lot of the other schools right now. I think after that, it's going to be really fine, the difference between one team and the other. I think a break here, an injury here, something going right for you there can really be the difference between finishing, 5th or finishing 10th or 11th. So I think everybody's going to be working really hard, and I think those 4 teams are really good, but I also think that the teams below that are talented enough that if they put the pieces together, that one of the teams from the lower group could make a run at the upper group. And I think it's always like that because there's just so much talent in our league top to bottom.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us today, and good luck this season.
Thank you.